An overcast day in Milwaukee, but all they're talking about in this city, the Milwaukee Bucks and their chances for survival. As we come inside to the Bradley Center and bring you the starting lineups for tonight's game. Same as the last game, with New Jersey going with Kenyon Martin, Richard Jefferson, Jason Collins at center, and Kittles and Kidd in the backcourt. Desmond Mason and Tim Thomas up front. Irvin Johnson starting for the third time. He has to stay out of foul trouble. And Sam Cassell and Gary Payton. And we're underway in the tip controlled by the Bucks. The officials tonight, Jack Nees, Derek Stafford, and David Jones. So Payton and Kidd, the two Oakland kids, defending each other. They have not talked much during the game. Just getting the job done is what Gary Payton described their relationship to this point. And here is Payton stepping back over Jefferson, and a poor shot, and here comes Kidd. Kidd on the drive, feeding Jefferson, and Jefferson, the way they got him off the last game, Jeff, and he responded with his best game of the series. He did, and there he ran the wing very well. Kidd hit him on stride, and then Jefferson took a little hop step so he didn't have a charging foul, hit a little 6-foot shot. So it's 2-0, and Cassell picked up by Kenyon Martin on the switch right now. And trying to get into a post-up position is Thomas, and Thomas working his way in. Collins does a good job on the defensive end. Lead pass, Martin, and Martin is fouled by Sam Cassell. So the Nets getting out on the break as they like to do early.
Two poor offensive possessions by Milwaukee led to two transition opportunities for New Jersey. One a little shot by Jefferson, and then a hard foul here on Kenyon Martin. Another great pass by Kidd, leading to two free throws. Milwaukee has to start playing better to start games. They really struggled to come out of the gate with the proper intensity and ball movement.
And Byron Scott, a disciple of Pat Riley, trying to get the Nets into the second round and hopefully a chance to get to the NBA Finals. But it is a wide-open Eastern Conference affair, as we have seen with the Orlando Magic and the Boston Celtics surprising lower-seeded teams.
But I think New Jersey has the best balance between offense and defense, perimeter play and inside play. I'd be very surprised if they didn't make it to the finals. I think they're that good.
Down low is Payton posting up against Kidd. The double team comes, and here is Desmond Mason missing the shot. And Kidd again with the ball, 4-0 in favor of the New Jersey Nets. Last night, or the last game they played, opened up 1 for 10 to start the game, trailed by only 2 at the end of the first quarter. Neither team has won 2 in a row. It's been a seesaw series thus far. 5 seconds on the shot clock, and Kidd with a fake inside the line, and they're not going to get it off. That was a poor sequence by the Nets, who obviously did not notice the shot clock running down.
Jason Kidd had a look after he shot fake Payton. He could have shot the one dribble pull-up. He decided to kick to Martin, and Martin had an open shot that he turned down. So bad possession, but they're always looking for each other, and that's the good part about the New Jersey Nets. Play very unselfish basketball.
And that's been a problem with the Bucks, who were a little bit too selfish, as Sam Cassell scores the first points for the Bucks.
They tried to play too much one-on-one basketball in Game 5. They were only 15 for 42 in isolation, one-on-one situations.
And backing up is Jason Collins. Ball knocked away. Collins getting the starting role over Dikembe Mutombo, who has been a forgotten man. Decision made by Byron Scott to go with the more active Collins. Here is Thomas missing. Ball back around. He gets another opportunity with a wide-open jumper, and he had a great look on that one.
Excellent play by Irvin Johnson to keep the ball alive and get Thomas a second look at the basket.
Here is Kittles behind his back, and Cassell defending him. Big assignment tonight for Cassell to keep Kittles under wraps. 8 on the shot clock. The turnaround by Collins and the rebound by Mason. Bucks open up 1 for 6 from the field with Cassell, and it'll be an offensive foul called against the Milwaukee Bucks, and let's see who gets called for that foul. And it'll be on Desmond Mason.
Mason sets a sort of brush screen. That's an easy call. Wasn't set. Took Kittles out of the play. Good call by Jack Nees.
Nets 49-33 this year, winning the Atlantic Division title. And the bank shot is good by Kenyon Martin, who has been dominant in the series. Was shut down a bit with 9 points because of food poisoning and getting into foul trouble in the last game. but the drive around Kerry Kittles, and the foul is on the veteran guard.
Down at the other end, that's exactly what they want to force Kenyon Martin to do, is to take jump shots. That time he showed a nice Tim Duncan-like touch off the backboard, but that's exactly what he wants to play him, keep him off the free throw line.
And that's a good description for that shot. Payton turning around, and a tough shot over King. And Payton, with his first field goal, he did not have a good offensive game and needs one in this one, although he did have 16 in Tuesday night's Game 5.
He's only 1 for 14 from threes.
As Martin hits wide open.
Payton needs to take the ball at the basket, and yet they're still going to need him to make some perimeter shots. But when Gary Payton's aggressive, Milwaukee's a different type of team, a better team.
So Kenyon Martin, 6 of the first 8 points for the New Jersey Nets. Nearly 4 minutes have elapsed in quarter number 1 of Game 6. Here is Payton. And the fall-away shot is missed by Desmond Mason, and the ball knocked out of bounds, and now they say loose ball foul against Irvin Johnson, and that is a big problem for the Bucks. A good defender down low, he has to stay out of foul trouble, and that has been difficult for him.
Well, that position for Milwaukee just has given no offensive output either, Dick. They've been held scoreless in 4 of the 5 games the starting center has, so it's very difficult to play offense efficiently when one guy does not have to be guarded.
And Martin leads the pass to Kidd, getting Payton in the air. Good ball movement, and the three-point basket by Kerry Kittles. Kittles with 3 out of 6, all three-pointers in Game 5, and the Nets open up a 7-point lead.
And I love the adjustment by Byron Scott. Instead of running his Princeton-type offense, he's going to some isolation plays for Jefferson and for Kenyon Martin, and they're getting quality shots because of that.
And the Bucks are not, as Cassell misses a 3 badly. And Tony Kukoc makes an early entrance. Kukoc, who was the leading scorer with 23 points in Game 4, and he was the hero in overtime for Milwaukee, had 18 to lead the Bucks in Game 5 as well. Kidd defended by Payton, as he will be, and there is Kenyon Martin posting up. Plenty of time on the shot clock, and Martin losing the ball, saving it. And underneath is Jefferson with a spin move, and it counts. Good hustle by Jefferson, getting after the loose ball and getting the layup, and George Karl wants to talk it over.
The intensity of the Nets is at a high pitch, whereas Milwaukee's coming out very lethargic. They need to pick it up to stay in this game.
7-0 run by New Jersey.
Cold filter what you don't need. Keep what's good. MGD.
True romance to get to you. Is that alright?
Are you a real fan? Want to go to the playoffs? Who's going to win it all?
Here, baseline.
Looking for some playoff gear? Having fun yet? Need a score? Want the inside scoop? Then log on to NBA.com and be a part of the 2003 NBA playoffs. For polls and chats, log on to NBA.com or America Online keyword NBA.com.
NBA.com, right?
Experience the NBA online. NBA.com.
Log on to SI.com for the latest NBA news, scores, and more from Sports Illustrated.
The NBA playoffs on TNT. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. More than 2,700 non-stop daily flights to 50 non-destinations all across the country. Chrysler. Cars to fall in love with. Verizon Wireless. Sign up for America's Choice Family Share Plan. Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you. And MGD. Cold filter what you don't need. Keep what's good.
Back here at the Bradley Center, 13-4, the Nets are in front, and the two kids from the East Bay going at each other, and whoever had the dominant game scoring-wise, and would it be Peyton's turn tonight? Who knows? Your view.
Well, Kidd has shot the ball much more efficiently in this series. He shot 46% from the floor, 40 from 3, where Peyton is down at 40%, is only 1 for 14 from 3. I think they've got to get Gary Payton going.
Kukoc with a great pass to Desmond Mason and the foul. So Kukoc already making an impact since coming into the game. Ends that 7-0 New Jersey run.
Kukoc, nice post up. Collins takes an unnecessary gamble. And then how many 6'11" people can go up the air and drop it off like that? A great pass by Tony Kukoc.
Kenyon Martin committing the foul, and Desmond Mason missing the free throw. Live TNT NBA Spanish language feed now available via SAP. Game 6, good feed inside to Kenyon Martin. Blocked, and he misses a second shot. And again, and he finally puts it through. How many chances can you give him? And good defense inside, as Martin and Jefferson now have 12 points to none for the front court for the Milwaukee Bucks. Here's Payton for 3, and Martin with the rebound.
That effort at the other end by Kenyon Martin is what separates him from so many of the front court players in this league. Second, third, fourth jumps and effort. He's an effort player and one of the best ones we have in the NBA.
Martin stepping out and hitting again. So Kenyon Martin has 10 points so far on 4 for 7 shooting, and an 11-point net lead with under 6 minutes to go in the first. Here is Cassell with the ball away, and Kukoc inside, deflected, and a good play made by Jefferson, or Collins on the block. Coming back Kittles, as both teams rushing their shots right now, and a bad turnover. Kidd throws it into the hands of Payton. A 4-on-1 break. Tim Thomas, and the blocking foul. The basket doesn't go, but there will be a blocking foul called against Jason Collins, his first personal.
Another excellent play by Kukoc on the break where he dished it to Thomas. But the energy level of the Nets, the effort level of the Nets is higher than the Bucks are playing with. If they cannot change their intensity around, as we see Tim Thomas take it to the rim off of the beautiful Kukoc pass, if they can't change the intensity around quickly, they're going to be playing from that hole again the entire night. And they cannot count on another comeback like they had here in Game 4.
You can go to the well so often, and a great line by George Karl. He said, this is going to be like the playground where you lose, you sit out 2 hours. You lose here, you're going to sit out for 2 months. And he says, I don't think we want to do that. Tim Thomas, who has raised the level of his game, scoring 5 points more in the playoffs than in the regular season, and has been the leading scorer in Game 1 in the losing effort, 25, cuts the lead to 17-8. And Collins is fouled. Michael Redd checking into the game for the Milwaukee Bucks. The personal foul is going to be against Tim Thomas. That is his first foul. And coming into the game, Anthony Mason for the Bucks. So what dimension now does Mason give with the players on the floor for George Karl?
Well, Mason is brought in for one reason, to slow down Kenyon Martin. Anthony Mason is one of the best individual front court defenders in the league. He's got the quickness to move his feet on the perimeter against Martin, and he also can play him in the post without any help. Right now, George Karl is trying to get his best defensive players on the floor.
And the Nets still have the same 5 that started the game, and George Karl has gone to the bench for Kukoc, Mason, and Michael Redd to try to get the combination to get back in. And obviously defensively is where they want to start. 19-8, here's Kukoc, and the rebound by Collins. So right now, a 21% shooting effort for the Milwaukee Bucks, as the pass thrown away, giving the Bucks another opportunity.
That was a great look by Jason Kidd, just mishandled by Martin.
And Gary Payton in the paint, and he misses, and it's 1 and out. The Bucks are not getting the second shots. Of course, they are not a strong rebounding team by any measure, and have been badly out-rebounded by the Nets overall, and especially on the offensive board.
When you're out-rebounded by over 9 a game, you're getting pounded, and it's hard to make up that difference in number of possessions.
And 5 on the offensive glass. Kidd with a 3-point attempt. Kukoc with the outlet to Payton. That is Martin, but Payton goes right around him for the basket. Gary Payton with his second field goal of the game, cutting the lead again to 9.
when Peyton's out in transition, attacking the basket, he is difficult to deal with because he finishes going to his left just as well as he finishes going to his right.
And the pass to the cutting Kidd from Richard Jefferson, so they go in reverse this time, and Kidd on the receiving end with his first field goal. Kidd coming into the game averaging nearly 9 assists a game. And there you see the big edge that the rebounding for the Nets taking again in Game 6. Peyton stepping back and hitting a 2-point field goal. So Peyton trying to get into the offensive flow has 6. 3:40 remaining, first quarter. Dick Stockton, Jeff Van Gundy, D-Line with you here at the Bradley Center in Milwaukee. And the Nets trying to win on the road, get a little rest before the next round. And the Bucks trying to force the 7th game, but Kenyon Martin off to a brilliant start from the field, has 12 points on 5 for 8 shooting.
And the scouting report on Martin is to make him shoot the jump shot, but he's a much improved jump shooter. He's just knocking him down tonight.
Here's Kukoc. Normally that's automatic for Tony with the good look and no defender near him. Goes over the top, and the Nets will get the ball back. With 3:14 to go, New Jersey leading by 11.
More drama, more attitude, more lethal than ever.
I give my right arm for a siren right now.
Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, Lethal Weapon 4. Tomorrow at 8, part of the Diet Coke Movie Fest on TNT.
True romance, to get to you. Is that alright?
I lost the signal. Pull forward, pull forward. Hello, stop. All right, back up. Yeah, right there, that's good. My boss is gonna kill me.
Searching for a wireless signal your business can count on?
When we're back here.
With Verizon Wireless, you can make business calls on the nation's most reliable wireless network.
Can you hear me now? Good.
For all your company's wireless needs, we mean business. Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you.
To stay on top, a champion must always be ready for a fight. To go mano a mano with a warrior and never give an inch. To keep his edge, a champion must take on the most dangerous rival and never stop battling. 2 great champions, 2 top contenders. De La Hoya versus Campos, Morales versus Velarde. Night of Champions, Saturday, May 3rd, live on Direct Ticket Pay-Per-View. Don't miss Night of Champions live on Direct Ticket Pay-Per-View Channel 101. 2 great fights, 1 great night.
If your premium television service is just movies, you're missing out. Showtime Unlimited has the biggest hit movies, and you get hot new original series. Eric Stoltz, Felicity Huffman, Out of Order. Series premiere only on Showtime. Hit movies other premium networks can't get. Original series they don't have. And explosive live events. Why limit yourself? Get Showtime Unlimited. Add it for $12 or less per month. Call 1-800-DIRECTV to order now.
Here's where Kenyon Martin may have strained an abdominal muscle. Kidd threw the lob pass, almost had it, and then you see him start to grab his side or his abdomen. And again, you don't want to speculate on injuries, Dick, but certainly it's something that has to concern the Nets as Martin sits there on the bench grabbing him. Tim Walsh, the trainer, an excellent trainer. We had him with the Knicks. He's going to make the right decision for Martin and the Nets.
Aaron Williams checking into the lineup, and Rodney Rogers as well. Three minutes remaining in the first quarter. The Nets have dominated, and the feed to Jefferson, and he tries to save it and does with 5 on the shot clock. And here is Rogers with Kukoc in his face, and the rebound taken down by Sam Cassell.
That was the first defensive possession by Milwaukee where I thought they played with the intensity necessary to win an elimination game.
Peyton feeding Michael Redd. As you mentioned, Michael Redd disappointed in his own performance, and he was the runner-up in the 6-man award to Bobby Jackson of the Sacramento Kings. He had a Good year, but a shaky playoff thus far. Cassell is guarding Rogers out at the top, and here is Jefferson to Kidd. Kidd is wide open and hitting the three. No one near Jason Kidd, and he hits the three-point basket. He is a 41% shooter from that range, and the Nets have their biggest lead of the game, 26-14. Anthony Mason given a lot of room by Williams with under 2 minutes to go and knocked away by Kittles. Cassell keeps it, and it's been a sloppy first quarter as coach just trying to get that shot up before the shot clock buzzer, and the Bucks come down with the ball again.
That was good effort, good second shot pursuit by Michael Redd.
Here's Kukoc with the following. Tommy Kukoc. And he has really enjoyed himself since coming to Milwaukee. He was always kind of a moody player, even when he played with the Chicago Bulls, but he's enjoying his time in Milwaukee, coming off the bench, and his basket cutting the lead to 10. Kittles coming around the screen, and Kerry Kittles, again, the 12-point lead for New Jersey.
Everyone for New Jersey right now is wide open. You have to guard to win in this league. You cannot consistently leave people open like Milwaukee is.
And the Bucks will turn it over, and especially when you're not going to have the rebounding edge, which they never do, as we check in with D-lineup.
Well, Dick, in that last timeout, Kenyon Martin was consulting with Tim Walsh. He opted not to go to the locker room. They put that heating pad on him. He wants to see if with a little time, and you see Tim Walsh talking to him again, he doesn't start to feel better. But he was definitely in some serious pain as he sat down.
All right, Dee, thank you very much, and we'll be watching that because the Nets, of course, hope to move on and looking for the next round, and Kenyon Martin has been a giant for them in this one. Here is Payton and Anthony Mason hitting from the baseline with 40 seconds to go in the first quarter.
I like Payton's aggression, and getting back to Kenyon Martin, you know a player's in pain when he's on fire like Martin was and is willing to come out and take a rest.
And Kenyon Martin with 12 points before he had to come out with that stomach injury. 6 on the shot clock. Jefferson going strong to the basket, and good defense by Kukoc, but Rogers cleans up. And it's now 30-18, again a 12-point lead. And Rogers hit on the head, seems to be all right, and the shot clock is off for Milwaukee. And the trap on Payton, and out of bounds with 5.1. The Bucks will attempt a shot. Kenyon Martin, in his third season from the University of Cincinnati, the overall #1 pick in the draft, and Payton will fire it up. And the whistle blows with 0.8 of a second to go, and they're going to call the foul against Rodney Rogers with 0.8.
And they had a foul to give, so Byron Scott must have wanted them to take that foul to give. But right now, Milwaukee's just got to get better organized at both ends of the floor.
Tough pass, and that'll go. Kukoc trying to get it all the way to the other corner to Gary Payton. Well, the New Jersey Nets have to feel very good about themselves. A little worry with the problem with Kenyon Martin. And that'll do it. The Nets shooting 55%. The Bucks at 35%. And the scoreboard matches that. 30-18 in favor of New Jersey, with Martin leading the way with 12.
Thanks for letting me bring Fifi.
Oh, anything for you, baby. I'd give you the moon, the stars, and the ultimate love potion. Ice cold Bud Light.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Don't worry, I got him. Ooh. I lost the signal. Pull forward. Hello. Stop. All right, back up. Yeah, right there. That's good.
My boss is gonna kill me.
Searching for a wireless signal your business can count on?
When we're back here.
With Verizon Wireless, you can make business calls on the nation's most reliable wireless network.
Can you hear me now? Good.
For all your company's wireless needs, we mean business. Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you.
tradition.
A look on the other guy's face. To be my own Manning.
Being a woman.
Because last year, I couldn't.
Millions of little girls.
Every athlete is fueled by something.
Hey guys, meet the new guy.
Hi, I'm Bob Holtkamp.
Hey, help yourself to some snacks.
Speaking of which, you know what would taste good about now?
Yeah, a big, hot and juicy cheeseburger.
With everything. I can almost taste it.
Knowing me, if there were a place to get a hamburger that good this late, I'd not only drive, I'd buy.
Really?
Wendy's classic hamburgers are made fresh, so they're always hot and juicy, so you can eat great even late.
You must be the new guy.
Yeah, thanks.
Wendy's, it's better here.
From TNT and Sprite, a thirst for winning, Kenyon Martin. He's one of the most tenacious young defensive players in the league. And his incredible shot blocking and rebounding ability proves he has an unstoppable thirst for a return to the NBA Finals. The 2003 NBA Playoffs. The drama continues on TNT. See if Kenyon Martin will win or go home. Brought to you by Sprite. Obey your thirst.
Playoff games 6 tonight in progress on TBS Superstation. The Pacers and the Celtics, and the Celtics with a big 54-36 lead. Jermaine O'Neal already with a double-double. They are in the third quarter. Spurs and Suns coming up next with the Spurs trying to win on the road. And following our game here on TNT, the Lakers back at the Staples Center with a 3-2 lead over the Minnesota Timberwolves.
And George Karl, not happy with his man-to-man defense, has gone to a 2-3 zone here to start the second quarter.
And as we start the second quarter, good news for the Nets. Kenyon Martin is back in the lineup, and also checking in Lucius Harris as well as Anthony Johnson. Johnson has played sparingly, but has done well. He had the other night had 2 free throws and a big layup as Rogers from the corner comes up short. Anthony Mason with Gary Payton, Michael Redd, Tony Kukoc, and Tim Thomas, and another turnover for the Milwaukee Bucks. Not too many in the first quarter. Bucks have turned it over twice. The Nets 3 times. Good feed inside, and Martin, who is defended by Anthony Mason, is fouled by Mason.
And that's an excellent play against his man-to-man where Martin screens, it's all decoy, and then he ducks in. Anthony Johnson did a good job hitting him in the paint for a catch and a foul. At the other end, I like the strategy by George Karl to try to get Anthony Mason involved in the low post. Aaron Williams just made a nice play deflecting it from behind, but I think they need more post-up opportunities for Mason.
Martin, a 78% free throw shooter in the series, much better than what he was in the regular year when he was down to 65. Trying to convert 1 out of 2 for the Nets, and he does. So it's 31-18, and that opens up the widest margin for the Nets a minute into the second quarter. And Anthony Johnson trying to keep a harness on Gary Payton, commits the personal. Michael Redd, defended by Harris, steps back for 2 and hits. So Michael Redd, who was hitting just 34% from the field, trying to get on track here.
He did a great job this year improving his game from one year to the next. He became a knockdown three-point shooter, a very good player away from the ball, underrated offense, rebounder. He's just really improved under George Karl and his staff's leadership.
And Lucius Harris driving to the basket and the personal foul. And Harris, the 10-year veteran from Long Beach State, will go to the line.
Here's Red with a nice crossover and step back to create space from Harris to get off a clean look. They need him to play better offensively to score enough points against his very good New Jersey Nets defense.
And Michael Redd committing the foul on Harris. We remind you that log on to NBA.com or America Online, keyword NBA.com, for the exclusive 2003 playoff section featuring live post-game press conferences, photo galleries, video highlights, and more. Love it live on NBA.com. Harris with the free throws, and the Nets lead 33-20. The Bucks not taking the lead, and Harris on the pushing foul against Michael Redd. I would think that the Bucks want to take advantage with Redd against Harris, who's not a bad defender, and of course Payton against Anthony Johnson here.
They have to make their move without kidding the game. It's not going to be Redd and a foul. Payton, every time he's in the posting, something's good happening. He got Redd early in the game on a cut, there Redd on a back cut. Payton's a very good post-up player, and here we see him. Payton, a nice feed to Redd off that back cut. Anthony Johnson has to get his hands up and active to prevent that pass to a cutting Redd.
Missed the first free throw. The foul is on Lucius Harris, his second here in the second quarter. As you saw, Jason Kidd sitting down as we start the second quarter, 5 points on 2 for 4 shooting and 2 assists in that first quarter. 1 free throw by Redd. Nets by 12.
Dick, I don't get any sense that Milwaukee has the type of intensity right now that it's going to need to win this game defensively or on the board. I don't see communication or anyone making it tough on any of the Nets players.
And the traveling call to Anthony Johnson, and that's a good point because that has been one of the problems with this team, a passive team over the years, and it's amazing that George Karl's team, fighting for the 8th and final playoff berth, put on enough of a burst to move into the 7th slot. They finished strongly this year.
Well, I think the trade for Payton was a great trade. Even though Ray Allen's younger, has more years left in the NBA, Payton had brought a different personality to this team, and yet he can't do it by himself. Everyone on the Bucks has to get into the defensive part of the game.
No basket, and the foul before the shot. Michael Redd, very active, making things happen, and Kerry Kittles picking up his second personal foul.
Another great cut by Redd away from the ball. He's being very active today, not searching out his shot just when he has it, but moving without the ball to try to get an opening.
In his third year from Ohio State, Redd lost control but had the presence of mind to pass it off and get it back, and losing it out of bounds are the Milwaukee Bucks. 33-21 in favor of the Nets, and you would expect that the Bucks would play with passion to at least get this crowd and keep it in the game here in Game 6 at home. Kenyon Martin from the corner. So Martin coming back from that stomach injury now with 14 and a 14-point lead for New Jersey.
When Martin's making that jump shot, he's impossible to guard because he's so quick off the dribble.
Here is Payton driving in and does a good job getting it over Aaron Williams.
He's done a great job to start out this game attacking the basket, posting up, hitting cutters, driving the ball, not settling for perimeter jump shots where he's really struggling so far in the series.
But the Nets have maintained the double-digit lead and have been able to keep the Bucks at bay, getting the key hooks when they need it, and the turnover on a sloppy pass. Here's Payton again, goes behind to Redd. Redd picked up by Anthony Johnson, spinning his way in with a tough shot. Aaron Williams clears it out. So Kidd remains on the bench, and the Nets not losing anything off of their lead. In fact, opened it up to 14 moments ago. Here's Rogers, but Kittle's down low. Aaron Williams follows with the basket. Very quiet, Aaron Williams does what he's asked, coming from the bench. Maybe one of those players that will accept the playing time that he gets.
He's just an efficient player. Plays well with the minutes he gets. Here we have Kenyon Martin again, wide open, no hand in his face, just knocks it down, and then we see Payton doing what he has to do, taking the ball to the rim and finishing.
Great drama is always based on reality.
For things that stay
with us are the stories that resonate with our own experiences.
Great drama seems to find these stories that speak to everyone.
Ooh, you're a naughty little boy, aren't you? Keep it up and I'm gonna give you a spanking. I'll teach you the meaning of respect. You're not getting any of my butt light, do you hear me? No kisses for you. Not till you learn to obey me. Now, get down on all fours.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
To my oldest son, I leave the chateau on the French Riviera. To my only daughter, the Manhattan penthouse. To my youngest son, I bequeath 150 acres of uninhabitable swampland.
Terrible.
Yes! With its amazing four-wheel drive capabilities, Jeep Grand Cherokee can make even the most unappealing terrain a lot more desirable.
Picture the moon glow, it dazzles my eyes, and I love you, fresh and deep as ocean's new.
The best things in life are pure, especially when it comes to water. Aquafina, purity guaranteed.
Pure and simple just for you.
Who are you? I'm God. Please. How many fingers am I holding up? 7. Aha! When you leave this building, you will be endowed with all my powers.
This Memorial Day, if you think God works in mysterious ways,
Hey, who's here?
wait till you see Bruce. Jim Carrey is Bruce Almighty.
I swear my boobs are bigger.
Rated PG-13, May 23rd.
Ernie Johnson in Atlanta with an update on the Pacers and Celtics playing over on TBS, and the beat goes on for Boston, now up 66-44. They came out and hit 16 of their first 19 shots in this game, led by 16 at the half, and have extended the lead now to 22 as the Pacers, fighting for their playoff lives, are in a deep hole. Let's go back to Milwaukee.
Forgotten about being shut out in overtime the way this is going, and the Celtics well on their way to the second round, and the Nets show no indication that they're about to falter in this sixth game.
Jim O'Brien deserves such credit for how he's gotten Boston to play through the whole Vin Baker ordeal, where Vin Baker's not with the team, the trade, no real point guard on the team. I just can't imagine a guy doing a better job than Jim O'Brien has done with his team. And to be up over this talented Indiana team says a lot about Pearson Walker's greatness, but also about Jim O'Brien's greatness as a coach.
It is, and they were the 6th seed coming in, and anytime you are 6 and you can do well against a team that's 3, that's a big plus. Byron Scott, of course, was the number 2 seed, and Detroit coming back, trying to force a 7th game themselves against the Orlando Magic, and they'll have to do it on the road. Kenyon Martin with the foul. That was his second personal foul, and Michael Redd with the free throw, and under 8 minutes to go, first half. The lead is 12. Martin defended by Anthony Mason, and he got a piece of the ball. Good defense that time by Mason as Rogers loses it out of bounds.
There's Mason's excellent perimeter defense. He moved his feet. He's very good at stripping the ball on the way up. He got Martin's shot before it got up, which led to the air ball.
At no point tonight have the Milwaukee Bucks scored 3 consecutive points, which is why they haven't been able to get this double-digit lead. Here's Anthony Mason fouled by Aaron Williams inside, and now they have that opportunity to break that magic 3-in-a-row mark.
That's the matchup I think they have to go to more. Milwaukee, by its construction, is a perimeter-oriented team. Mason is the one guy, if you leave single covered down there, is going to get a good look at the basket. There he backed in, used his strength, and then spun baseline, showed the shot, got Aaron Williams up, and got a foul. That's very important for the Bucks.
Major League Baseball action returns to TBS tomorrow, 10 p.m. The Atlanta Braves take on the Arizona Diamondbacks, and as always, Aaron Andrews will keep you up to date around the league from TBS Sports Control. Mason makes both free throws. Richard Jefferson checking back in for the Nets. And Jason Kidd getting the jacket off, remained on the bench, getting a pretty good rest here if he needed it. 37-27. The lead is down to 10 as the Milwaukee fans wave their "We Can" towels. And Aaron Williams showing that he can get the layup inside from the good pass.
That was excellent pass from the high post area to Aaron Williams in the middle of the zone.
And here's Cassell, who was checked back in. So Cassell, along with Red, Anthony Mason. And the Michael Red with the jumper. The rebound by Desmond Mason, who follows up. A lot of people, I know Kenny Smith feels, had that trade been made earlier with the Seattle, the Bucks might have gotten even more impetus going into the playoffs than they did.
I thought they played well after the trade. I think their personality changed. That's why I'm surprised that intensity hasn't come out tonight so far.
Anthony Johnson getting a lot of minutes here in this second quarter. Jefferson pounded by Cassell. The shot clock. And let's see, it should not have counted. No signal was given that it was no basket. But when I was looking up at the clock, I thought that hook shot, and it is a shot clock violation.
It got so loud in here that none of the officials could actually hear it. David Jones in the slot position saw the clock run out before Aaron Williams took the desperation, but made the hook shot. So good teamwork by the officiating crew.
So Jason Kidd, who had 5 points on 2 for 3 shooting, including a 3-pointer and 2 assists, back into the lineup and defending Cassell. Desmond Mason. And a perimeter alignment for the Milwaukee Bucks. And Michael Red hitting, it's a 2-pointer. And an 8-2 run by the Bucks, who trail by 8. They were down by as many as 14. And the crowd finally getting into it. It took him a while. And here is Jefferson. Looked like a force, but he handled it off the glass.
Again, against zone defenses, you cannot just swing the ball around the perimeter. You've got to attack it with dribble penetration. That time, Jefferson did. No shot blocking in there for Milwaukee.
And Anthony Mason, defended by Aaron Williams. Mason working his way up, and the offensive foul. The elbow on Aaron Williams, and Anthony Mason with the offensive foul. Well, tell you what, Myron Scott is getting a lot of mileage from his bench so far and maintaining a double-digit lead or close to that. Timeout, 5:25 remaining in the first half. It's 41-31 the Nets.
Original Hard Cola, the premium malt beverage with a refreshingly different cola taste. Come as you are.
Having trouble sleeping? Well, you're not alone. Nearly 70 million of us Americans can't get enough sleep. And no wonder with all the stress today. Now there's a natural way to get the rest you need. It's called the Nautilus Sleep System. Nautilus's unique air chamber design allows you to personalize your comfort every night, just by inflating or deflating the pressure. And your spouse is going to love this bed too, because the dual zones allow them to control their own comfort. You got to call this toll-free number now to get a free video that tells you all about it. Now you can get one of these great mattresses for as little as $25 a month. And Nautilus lets you actually sleep on the bed for 90 nights to make sure you really love it. Hey, a better mattress means better rest, naturally. Call now for your free video or visit them online at greatsleep.com and start getting the natural sleep you need.
The NBA playoffs on TNT, brought to you by the United States Marine Corps. The change is forever. And Burger King. The sourdough bacon cheeseburger is back for a limited time.
More drama, more attitude,
welcome back to the Bradley Center in Milwaukee. Dick Stockton with Jeff Van Gundy. And D. Lynham. The Nets with crisp passing tonight. They are shooting 55% and have nearly twice as many assists as do the Milwaukee Bucks, and that's with Kidd sitting out a good portion of the second quarter. Jason Kidd feeding Martin, crashing as Aaron Williams. And it is now a 12-point game. Aaron Williams played 15 minutes in the last game, and thus far has 6 points, has yet to score in double figures in the series. And they're going to call Martin for the blocking foul, and that will be 3 on Kenyon Martin. So Byron Scott may make a move here.
There's Martin in the middle of the lane, missing a jump hook, but the activity you see by Aaron Williams, never giving up, pursuing the ball to the rim to get a second shot. Aaron Williams has really developed into a very solid pro in this league. After many years hopping around team to team, he's found a home here in New Jersey.
Jason Collins and Rodney Rogers back in the game for the Nets, as Kenyon Martin does go to the bench with his third foul. Urban Johnson, who started the game at center for the Bucks, is in there now. And Johnson with only 1 personal foul, and that's always the barometer you watch with him, as Tim Thomas hitting the first free throw. Thomas with 25 in game 1, 22 in the third game, and then 20 in game 4. Has had a very consistent series.
Well, he's a different type of power forward. He's a three-point shooter. He's driving. He can't really hold his ground against the power players, and that's why they have Urban Johnson guarding Kenyon Martin.
Gary Kittle strong to the basket and got through, but could not convert on the layup. And Cassell with a fake on three-point territory, feeding Desmond Mason. Good block by Collins. Jason Collins with the block. And here is Kittles open for 3. Loose ball foul, and they'll go the other way, and shoving going on between Urban Johnson and Jason Collins, and guess what? We have more technical fouls in this game.
Surprise, surprise, surprise. Technical fouls in this series?
There were 8 in the last game alone. There have been 13 in the last 3 games by the Milwaukee Bucks, and Urban Johnson called for the technical foul. Look at that list of technical fouls and personal fouls coming into this game 6, Jeff.
Just 3 points you're giving away. I don't understand it. I really don't. And here's the replay. Collins slapped the ball out of Urban Johnson's hands. Urban Johnson just discarded him. Technical foul. I think that's a legitimate call by Derek Stafford.
I agree, and the personal was on Rodney Rogers, his second, and so Gary Payton going to the line here. Payton has scored now 9 points in the game, and off to a decent shooting night at 4 for 7 from the line. Payton and Carl have been there together as coach and player at the Seattle Supersonics. They know how it is to get deep into the NBA playoffs. As we wind down to 4 minutes to go, Payton with the 1 free throw. 10-point lead for the Nets. Jefferson smoothly hits from the perimeter. Not only did he have his best game with 17, but 16 rebounds, a career high in game 5.
And that's where he's really improved from the first year to his second year, is the consistency with which he shoots that perimeter jump shot.
Kidd defending Payton. 10 on the shot clock for Milwaukee. Desmond Mason front end, and there's the lead pass to Jefferson, and Jefferson beating Payton down court. So you live and die by the outside shot, and how fast did Jefferson fly?
Well, Desmond Mason shot the shot, Jefferson contested it, and then Desmond Mason wasted his time complaining to the official as Jefferson outran him down the floor. Those lack of discipline about running back and complaining to officials is killing them.
Cassell called for the offensive foul. Richard Jefferson, by the way, has 10 points on 5 for 6 shooting. And the Nets enjoying what has been a comfortable game thus far, leading by 14, matching their biggest lead of the game.
You know, the Nets just don't get into it with the officials as much. They just have a demeanor. I think they live like off of kids' demeanor, that they're more poised.
Desmond Mason with a smooth looping layup defended against Jefferson. Again, a 12-point lead, and we're going to go the other way. And,
that was an offensive foul on Richard Jefferson. He was running down the court.
Mason.
Right, he pushed Mason and discarded him. Here, Mason, great cut, great pass, and then they get into it. And just as I said, that the poise of the Nets reflected their leader, Jason Kidd, Richard Jefferson takes an unnecessary foul.
The only thing I saw was Desmond Mason getting up out of bounds as if he just reported into the game. And now Jefferson and Desmond Mason are mouthing off at each other. So this game picking up where it left off throughout this series. Irvin Johnson called for a second foul and a timeout. Chaos here in Milwaukee as the Nets lead by 12. And the crowd getting into it.
Where we were planning our vacation online, that's when the pain started.
Digititis is a repetitive stress injury, just like carpal tunnel syndrome, except different.
Basically, it feels like a fleshy fireball on the end of my hand.
We're seeing an explosion of this with all the double clicking that's going on. If we catch this early, we can help.
Searching for a great airfare online doesn't have to be a pain. Just go to southwest.com for our $39 to $99 internet specials when you purchase by May 1st.
You are now free to move about the country.
Determination, a word that has no boundaries. The strength and desire that drove me to this country in search of a better life. The courage to leave my family and friends behind. And with determination, today I will surpass the challenges and enjoy the triumphs of the American dream. Determination, the strength within me. Jeep, understand?
I'm an artist and a sculptor. I think fire can be used as a tool to create beautiful things. To me, nothing tastes better than food cooked over an open fire. I like a big, juicy burger. A sourdough bacon cheeseburger? That's hot.
The sourdough bacon cheeseburger is back at Burger King. A quarter-pounded beef cooked over an open fire with crisp bacon, melted Swiss cheese, the works, all on buttery toasted sourdough. It's back for a limited time only, so try one today.
That ain't no shot.
No, that's a crime.
They're ready for the NBA playoffs, are you? The NBA playoffs are on TNT, but you can still catch the drama of Law and Order tomorrow night at 7 on TNT.
Well, tomorrow, more Game 6s in the NBA playoffs on ESPN. The Pistons and the Magic, with Orlando leading the number 1 seed. Pistons 3-2, followed by the Sixers and Hornets. Hornets winning in Philly will try to win at home and send it to 7 on ESPN2 at 10:30. The Mavericks against the surprising Blazers. And how impressive have they been, Jeff, fighting back from a 3-0 deficit.
They played an excellent fourth quarter last night, led by Scottie Pippen. And I wouldn't be surprised if they, as we see Rodney Rogers knocking a 3, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Blazers come out either way in Game 6. Not play well or to play well, depending on their mindset of where they think they have this series.
Good view by the coach. So the biggest lead now, 15 points by the Nets, as Rodney Rogers now with a 3 and 5 points. And a foul inside as we check in with D. Lyman.
Well, Dick, you might find this a little surprising. This morning, George Karl was expressing a great deal of displeasure, not about his team, but the fact that he was watching that Dallas-Portland game last night. The Mavs were up 6 with about a little less than 3 minutes to play, and the power went out in his house because of a storm. It came back about a half hour later. He learned about Portland's comeback, but what bothered him most wasn't that he wasn't able to see it, but he couldn't hear these amazing announcers call that finish.
Yeah, I'm sure George was waiting with bated breath to hear me say something so revolutionary.
That's the first time a coach ever gave credit to another coach. Yeah, normally they
or another coach.
They put mute on, don't they? Yeah. Here is Harris missing the 3, and the rebound by Jefferson to keep it alive with 2 minutes remaining. And a 20-second timeout called by the Nets. Well, ever since Kenyon Martin sat down with the 3 personal fouls, the Nets have had a 3-point advantage over the Milwaukee Bucks. And right now, they're up by 13. Coming up on the Verizon Wireless halftime report, Ernie Johnson along with Kenny Smith and Charles Barkley with a preview of tonight's Game 6 between the Timberwolves and the Lakers. Lakers with a chance to wrap it up. And a live look at the Pistons Magic. That's coming up on the Verizon halftime report. The Nets have led all the way in this game and are leading 51-38. Kenny Martin had 12 points in the first quarter, and Richard Jefferson and Aaron Williams. Williams coming off the bench, 6 each here in the second.
And the officials are going to keep a very close eye on the interaction between players right now. And players have to know the game's going to be called very tightly, and they're going to have to control their emotions and at the same time play very, very intensely. As they get together and discuss their differences right there, Dick, in a little group scrum.
And it would serve the Bucks well to use some of that spark defensively against this New Jersey net team, shooting 54% from the field. Under 2 minutes to go. Bucks, by the way, have a foul to give. Go down the low to Jason Collins against Irvin Johnson. Lucius Harris over Cassell. Good defense again by Cassell. And here is Payton as the Bucks will try to endeavor to get it under double digits in intermission. Here's the feed inside to Irvin Johnson from Kukoc, and the lead is down to 11.
Great defense by Cassell, contesting a shot, led to a great offensive play by Kukoc, driving and dishing. Again, at 6'11", you don't find many players that can pass off the dribble.
Here's Jason Kidd, deflected pass, and taken down, and here is Desmond Mason from Kukoc again, and the lead is 51-42. And the Bucks don't want to go into a grinded-out half-court offense because it really slows them down. They just have to pick their spots.
Yeah, they don't want to be in a running game, but that doesn't mean they don't want to run at all.
And here is Harris driving in, and the foul is called. And Sam Cassell with the personal foul.
Here, Irvin Johnson gave great support defense and then finished it off with a great hustle play, diving out of bounds to keep the ball alive. And then Kukoc, a great advance pass to Desmond Mason, who runs the floor extremely well.
And Jeff, the personal foul is on Irvin Johnson, not Cassell, and that is 3 on Irvin Johnson, who continues to be mired in foul trouble. He had 5. He has had his problems, and just staying on the floor. Harris missing the free throw with just under a minute remaining. And Cassell and Irvin Johnson sitting down. Tony Kukoc has become the playmaker for this Milwaukee team with 5 assists here in this first half. Rodney Rogers going to the bench as well. So Harris with Jefferson, Anthony Johnson, Kidd, and Jason Collins. The Nets by 10. Kukoc. Now here is Payton in the lane. Pretty move. Patented move by Gary Payton.
Again, he's going at the basket against one of the premier defenders in basketball, Jason Kidd. But when Payton goes to the hole, good things happen for the Bucks.
16 on the shot clock. Nearly a half a minute remaining in the first half. Bucks making a run at the latter stages and charging inside. And missing the shot was Lucius Harris. Good defense with a bunch of white shirts. Thomas leaving it on the no basket on the offensive foul. And Desmond Mason better watch himself. He may be hit with a technical as he argues with Derek Stafford.
Thomas is bringing the ball up in penetration. That could have been a non-call, Dick. I think the pass was already delivered. It was a charging call. Kidd showed good courage stepping in there. I thought that is a play on.
8-point lead, and playing for the final shot are the New Jersey Nets, leading 3 games to 2 in this first round, trying to win on the road and wrap it up. Here's Kidd. He hits a 3 with 3.6 remaining, and now it's a 2-point shot. He was on the line. Kidd with the interception. He's going to have another chance. So 4 points by Jason Kidd in the last 4 seconds of the first half as the Nets run off the court. And George Karl will take the slow walk as the Bucks had narrowed it to 8. And it'll be a 12-point New Jersey lead at intermission.
What a great play by Kidd. Shot the pull-up and then intercepted the pass, used his intelligence to know the clock, crossover, and a layup.
Kidd with 10 points. Martin leading with 15. Richard Jefferson also has 10 as we send it out to D lineup.
Thanks very much, Dick. Kenyon, first, what is your stomach injury, and are you hindered at all by it?
I just pulled my stomach a little bit going up for the lob J through me, but I'll be all right. It's a little tight, so going here stretch it to put some heat on it, I'll be all right.
They made a little bit of a run. What do you need to do to come out and to start that second half to stop the run?
We start the second half the way we started the first half. Come out, be real aggressive on the defensive end, take our time on our offensive end, and run our offense the way we know how.
All right, Kenyon, good luck in that second half. Dick, we'll see if he can be effective with the stomach injury.
Well, he also has 3 fouls, which is why he did come out that second time, but the Nets leading 56-44. Here it is again.
Kukoc takes an unnecessary risk to try to hit a home run. Kidd looks like he's going to shoot the pull-up, but then uses the crossover move to get it in. He knows exactly how much time is left on the clock.
And the Nets really deflated the Bucks, who were on an 8-1 run before the Kidd exhibition. Right now, let's go to our Atlanta studios. Ernie Johnson, Kenny Smith, and Charles Barkley. And there's Anthony Mason, whose job is to keep Kenyon Martin under wraps. Martin with 15 points, had that stomach muscle injury, 3 personal fouls. The Nets jumped ahead 17-6 halfway through the first quarter. It's pretty much an even game since then.
And Mason starting this half so that he can be on Martin and try to slow Martin down early in the half rather than let him get off and then come in and try to defend it.
But Tim Thomas is matched up with Martin on that first possession. And the biggest lead of the game, 16 points. Martin with 17 in the game.
What happened on that play? They trapped the pick and roll. Thomas rotated to him and then again got beat off the dribble far too easily.
So Mason replacing Irvin Johnson of the 5 who started the game. Gary Payton gets in for the layup. The basket counts in a foul. And you talked about Cassell getting going. Now Payton now 6 for 9 from the field, and he's got to continue to be a force.
He's a great low post point guard. He usually goes to his right shoulder. There he did, going into the middle and then finishing at the basket. It may be boring at times, Dick, but low post basketball in the playoffs is very effective. It's either going to be single coverage, which you can get your own shot off like Payton can, or it's going to be double team to be able to swing the ball to the perimeter and get open perimeter jump shots.
Kidd fouled him, his second of the game. And right now, Gary Payton has 16 points. And a Milwaukee foul. Tim Thomas, that's his 3rd personal foul, and Kidd will go to the line. That's the second free throw miss, so Kidd, his first actually, 1 for 2 from the line for Jason Kidd. 11-point lead for New Jersey. The New Jersey Nets 3-1 in games where they could have eliminated teams in the playoffs, so they usually put the hammer down. They have never played last year a 7-game series, and they want to avoid one right here with a minute gone by in front 59-47. And there's the turnover. Kidd out to Kittles. Kittles against Thomas, and the foul again. So Tim Thomas with his 4th personal foul, sending it over to D lineup.
Dick, you're speaking about Tim Thomas, and the Bucks coaching staff was doing that at halftime. He had 0 field goals in the first half. He's been effective in many games in this series. They need to look for him more, and he needs to jump in. The other thing is that all the Bucks have to do a better job on the boards because they gave up 9 offensive rebounds. New Jersey, don't want to give any cheap fouls because they do know they're on the verge of some foul trouble. They want their guys to keep their composure and offensively spread the floor in the half court so that they can get some drives, as Kenyon did on Tim Thomas on that first possession.
And I think the biggest thing, D, is the foul situation. You know, you don't want to get any of your stars in deeper foul trouble than they are, because right now they happen to like the way the pace game is going. Leading by 14, Cassell, with Desmond Mason, Gary Payton, Anthony Mason, and Thomas, and the Bucks turn it over. Right now, the Milwaukee Bucks are not giving an indication that they are looking at this game as a forced game to send it into 7 here at home.
Right, 2 consecutive turnovers by Cassell. They just need to up their entire level of energy and intensity and emotion.
Down low to Collins, and Collins is fouled. And Tim Thomas now with 5 fouls. So 3 fouls here in the third quarter by Tim Thomas, and he'll go out of the game replaced by Tony Kukoc, and this is a major loss for George Karl.
Absolutely, and there is Tim Thomas gives you an offensive advantage on most nights at the power forward position because he can shoot and he can drive by a lot of bigger forwards. But at the defensive end, he struggles with stronger players, just like he did there with Collins.
NBA.com has compiled 10 of the best shots in NBA playoff history. Log on to see the candidates and vote for the best shot on NBA.com or America Online, keyword NBA.com. There's the story for that, and the Nets leading 63-47. Matching their biggest lead established here in the third quarter, 16 points. And there's Kerry Kittles trying to get around the screen and fouling, and now another technical foul is called. So Kerry Kittles called for the foul.
And technical was on Sam Cassell for giving Kittles a little shot after the play. You see here the handoff by Mason, the foul obviously by Kittles, and then Cassell with the little blow to Kittles. So another technical foul for the Bucks.
And that is the second technical in this game. They had 13 in the last 3, and Irvin Johnson, and now Cassell here in the second.
What's interesting is they have a lot of playoff experience. They know how heated and emotional playoff games are. They've got older veteran players. It's surprising that they're reacting to the physical contact and the officials' calls like they are.
Anthony Mason trying to work his way in on the fast break. Here's Kidd. He's got Kittles and Jefferson on the wing.
Great decision by Kidd. Pull it back out and then get a long pass.
Jefferson.
Just a great decision. Didn't have anything in the initial break or the secondary break. Pulled it out. Made a great decision on the lob to Jefferson.
Well, for Jefferson, an 8-0 run causes George Karl to call yet another timeout. And a 19-point lead here on the lob. Good patience here by the Nets.
Great eye contact and a finish by Jefferson. They know if they move without the ball, they're going to get it back from Jason Kidd.
What an athlete! Nice move!
Mom, Dad, we're here. Oh, great.
Oh!
The Hyundai Sonata with America's best warranty.
Boy, am I hungry.
When life keeps getting better, you win.
Thanks for making me
Nothing easy! He covered so much ground for Clay! Oh my!
What the fans are applauding.
He got it! He got it! Unbelievable!
Welcome to the playoffs, ladies
NBA playoffs on TNT. Brought to you by Hyundai. Your car comes with America's best warranty. You win. And Lamisil AT, the official athlete's foot treatment of the NBA.
Entertainment is what you gotta get. Listen to the sound.
Martin Lawrence, Luke Wilson, Blue Streak. Tomorrow night at 10:30, only on TNT.
The Nets with their biggest lead of the game, 19 points. With 2.5 gone by here in the third. Tony Kukoc posting up against Jefferson and hitting. And that ends an 8-0 Nets run.
Very well designed play coming out of the timeout. They got a pick and roll, ball reversal, and then a deep post up by Kukoc.
Kidd again with the feed to Kenyon Martin. And you got to go back, Jason Kidd, and what he has meant, because the Bucks got within 8 points. Remember the 2 baskets at the end of the half, and a 16-5 run by the Nets in the latter stages of the second quarter and here in the third. Here's Mason, and Mason misses the layup. No one near him on Payton setting him up.
It's an excellent shot. Payton drew the double team, made a great pass. Mason just couldn't finish.
And Martin wide open hitting the shot, so Kenyon Martin with 21 points, and it is a 21-point lead for the New Jersey Nets. And the Bucks not showing much resistance here in their effort to stay alive. You never know that this was a critical 6th game with the way they have played tonight. Kukoc with a spin move, and you can't put Tony Kukoc in the class of the rest the way he's playing so far.
I've liked how Kukoc has played. I've liked how Payton has played, and Michael Redd. They just need more energy at this end of the floor. They've got to defend. You've got to get stops in this league, and New Jersey is vulnerable to droughts if you defend.
Here's the turnover, and the pass thrown behind by Desmond Mason. Fortunately, Tony Kukoc is there. Otherwise, the Nets might have had numbers. And there's Sam Cassell, and that's the man you said you'd like to see get going. Cassell only his 2nd field goal of the game. It's 70-53, and for what it's worth, in Game 3, the Bucks erased a 19-point deficit, only to lose at the end, so they do have the ability to come back from big margins.
They have firepower, and particularly when Cassell's going well, as Jefferson was called with a push-off offensive foul. When Cassell goes, so does the Milwaukee Bucks. Just like when Kidd sees people, he gets it to them. They're great lob pass to Martin. He's dribbling left. He's throwing it right. To have that vision and then to have the ability to put it on the money, there's no better point guard in this game than Jason Kidd.
Michael Redd replaces Sam Cassell. Redd had 9 points in the first half. Beating Payton, and wide open, Desmond Mason hitting. Desmond Mason in double figures now, having a good shooting game, and it's 70-55. So a 21-point lead has been shaved to 15 with just under 7 minutes remaining in the third quarter. As the New Jersey Nets trying to win on the road, and Kenyon Martin. And they're not playing up on Martin at all, Jeff, on the perimeter shots.
Sometimes you have to adjust your game plan during a game. They wanted him to take perimeter shots. He's showing that he has the ability to do that. Now Mason's going to have to crowd him a little bit more, make him put it on the floor, and get perimeter help.
23 points for Kenyon Martin, and Jason Kidd with his 3rd personal foul. The Boston Celtics defeated the Indiana Pacers 110-90, and so they eliminate the Pacers in 6 games and will play the winner of this series. And here is Anthony Mason, and no basket. Foul is called against Mason, his 3rd on the push-off.
Jason Collins does an excellent job of holding his ground against Mason, who's very strong. Mason leans in to try to create separation and commits the offensive foul.
So 13 Buck turnovers, not helping their cause for sure. And nearly halfway through this third quarter, here is Kidd, double team, finding inside Collins. And the basket by Jason Collins. Collins with 6 points tonight, 74-55. 19-point lead again by the Nets. Kukoc for 3. Tony Kukoc now with 9 points, hitting the three-pointer, and it's 74-58. Jefferson.
Dick, the Nets are just quicker to every loose ball right now. Sometimes that whole cliche of they just want it more is overused, but in this case, I think it's very true. They're just pursuing the ball much, much harder than the Bucks are.
And it's really not a cliche. It's apparent when you watch a game as to who wants this more. And the fall-away jumper by Michael Redd here is Kidd on the roll again, and he's got Richard Jefferson. And that's what Kidd does as the Nets beating the Bucks down the court almost at will. Jason Kidd now has 8 assists and a 20-point lead once again for the Nets. Trying to eliminate the Bucks in 6. Kukoc. And the rebound by Kittles. Here's another Kidd pass down to Kenyon Martin. Knocked away, and the foul against Desmond Mason.
That was a terrible shot by Kukoc, taking a contested 3, and then Milwaukee has no floor balance. They're just running out. Kidd's doing a great job of advancing it there to Martin. Got fouled, going to shoot 2 on the possession before. He found Jefferson, and there's Tony Kukoc, who appears to have hurt his leg a little bit, Dick.
He was limping as he walked around under the basket. Kenyon Martin now with 24 points in the game. Martin has had dominant series. He had 30 points in the game number 4 and has gone over the 20 mark in the other 3 games before the 9-point effort. And again, Kenyon Martin, food poisoning before game 5. Bad shrimp is what was reported to us, and we do diligent reporting to find out exactly what kind of food upset Kenyon Martin, and then foul trouble didn't help his cause either. 4.5 to go, and there is Kukoc with a 2-point basket, and it's 79-60. You got to watch out for that shrimp.
The dreaded shrimp.
Or the oxymoron when they say jumbo shrimp.
Yes.
I've never understood that. Low post to Martin, cutting his kick, lays it in easy, just like it were a drill in practice. Jason Kidd now with 14 points and a 21-point lead. Again, matches the biggest of the game for the Nets with under 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Crowd silent for good reason. The Bucks are being outplayed at every turn. Mason missing the shot, but the pushing foul. And Jason Kidd wringing his hand for the moment. Foul is on Jefferson.
Here's a very good post cut. They entered to Martin. Kidd made the baseline cut. And again, the entire Nets team is unselfish, and it all starts with Jason Kidd. He sets the tone for the entire team. So there, Martin gives it back to Kidd. And when you are willing to trust your teammates that if you give it up, you'll get it back, you're going to play good offensive basketball in this league.
And of course, the big issue is where will Jason Kidd go? He is a free agent, and interesting. Earlier he said, a team has to be a contender to win a title, and now he says, well, it takes some luck sometime to be in the playoffs and win a championship. As Kidd feeds Kenyon Martin with another nifty play, and now he seems to be backing off the fact that the team has to be destined to get to the NBA Finals.
I'd be surprised if Kidd left. They've got a great team. They've got a chance every year now to be in the finals because they're the best team in the Eastern Conference, I believe. So I'd be surprised if he left.
And the block by Collins on Gary Payton. And the Kidd could not keep it on the floor. It goes out of bounds. And I agree with you. Everyone was talking about where would he go. And, of course, San Antonio. Oh, Tony Parker has emerged for the San Antonio Spurs. So who really knows where the great spot would be for Jason Kidd? Could they use him? Can they pay him? And all of those things that go into the mix.
Right. It'd be, I think, difficult for San Antonio to play both point guards together on a consistent basis. And Parker's a young point guard. And you see Kidd take a charge and foul. I think it'd be very difficult to play them both over extended periods of time. But that's for the summer. And I just think Kidd has meant so much to New Jersey and so much to the Eastern Conference. To watch a point guard like him every night is a lot of fun.
And a blocking foul called against Payton. That'll be his second foul. Bucks are in the penalty, and Kidd going to the line. Jason Kidd tonight has scored 14 points, 9 assists, 6 coming here in the third quarter, and they have been highlight film variety.
And Dick, I'll tell you, George Karl is an excellent defensive coach. In Seattle, they play great defense. And until his players take on his demeanor about the importance of defense and rebounding, they're going to always be an inconsistent team, because if you're going to base your game on jump shots, as many of his players do, it's going to be difficult to find consistency. George Karl, he can't do any more. It's got to come from the players now that they value defense.
Well, that has been the same MO that he had in Seattle, where they didn't have that imposing power underneath. And the Nets seem to have that and a lot more, thanks to Kidd, who makes everyone look good on the court. Timeout. Nets 83, the Bucks 61.
3-on-2 for the moment. Leads Van Exel. Oh, it didn't get any better than that.
Jack Daniel's Original Hard Cola, the premium malt beverage with a refreshingly different cola taste. Come as you are.
I told you she had a boyfriend.
The Hyundai Tiburon, with America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. When you can be counted on, you win.
When it comes to secret agents, only one number counts.
You mean like 007?
Yeah, except only I'm gonna be 009 and a half. That's a little innuendo.
1, 2, 3. Columbia Pictures presents.
Let's do this then.
2 weapons of mass destruction.
That's everything we're gonna be doing on the mission.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I Spy.
See if she's got a sister.
If she got a sister, it's just gonna be the 3 of us. What'd you say your name was?
Rated PG-13. Run for your remote control and order Minority Report on pay-per-view for the unbelievably low price of just $1.99.
I'm placing you under arrest for the future murder of Sarah Marks.
Everybody runs.
We are arresting individuals who have broken no law.
There's nothing wrong with the system. It is perfect. I agree.
You can't run, John. Tom Cruise.
You're going to chase me.
Minority Report on Blockbuster pay-per-view movies.
You can dominate a game in many ways. One of them is with the pass. Here, Jason Kidd with passes that you won't see from anyone else in the league. Long passes, running the break, hitting Jefferson in stride, and then off a great cut, a touch pass to Martin, who gives us one of his great dunks. You can't find any other players in our league who can make those passes, and to see them all in the same quarter, remarkable.
And those numbers are deceiving, because Jason Kidd has a huge edge tonight, despite the numbers and the way this game is being played and run. Kukoc hitting the 2. You know, the Nets, 10 of 11 shooting here in the quarter, and not because of their outside prowess, although they are sharp from the perimeter, because Jason Kidd setting them up for easy layups countless times. 83-63, a 20-point lead. Nets a few moments ago up by 22, their biggest of the game. Kenyon Martin with the turnaround, and here is Gary Payton forcing the action going in. No one picked him up, especially Kidd. And 18 for Gary Payton. And I'd have to say, again, in comparison with Kidd and Payton, a lot has to do with the supporting cast.
Absolutely. Payton's played very well tonight.
No basket and the foul. And it's on Irvin Johnson, who just came into the game, quickly picks up his 4th. He cannot avoid foul trouble. And checking in now for the Bucks is Marcus Haislip, who started game number 1 and then has hardly seen action, did not play at all in the previous 4. And going out of the game is Desmond Mason, who tonight Mason has 11.
Well, George Karl right now is searching for something that could energize his team. And maybe this move right here can give him a jolt of energy. Again, if they could somehow cut this thing at the end of 3 to a manageable number, maybe they'd have a chance.
Hayslip, a rookie from Tennessee. And Jefferson with the foul away from the ball. And both teams into the penalty with 1:46 to go. And Hayslip going to the free throw line. For Richard Jefferson, that is his 4th personal foul. One out of 2 for Hayslip, and it's an 85-66 game. The Net Stars playing big here in this quarter. Kenyon Martin with 11, Kidd with 6 assists and 4 rebounds, and Jefferson, who just picked up his 4th foul, has 6 points. And off the front rim, but Martin is there to clean it up in the foul, as Kenyon Martin challenging the rookie Hayslip. So Kenyon Martin will go to the free throw line, and Martin, with a big game tonight for the Nets, has 26 points. Richard Jefferson going to the bench, replaced by Rodney Rogers. The Nets, the defending Eastern Conference champions, and looking to get there again. Want to remind you, tomorrow Game 6s on ESPN, the Pistons and the Magic at 7 o'clock, with Orlando trying to win at home and upset the #1 seed, followed by the Sixers and Hornets, with New Orleans coming back on the road, and we'll try to even that series. And then on ESPN2 at 10:30, the Mavericks and Blazers. It'll be Game 6 for them, with Dallas trying to regain the footing. They won the first 3 of that series, dropped the next 2. 1:20 remaining in the third, and Payton with the drive. Gary Payton, 20 points in the game, and it's 86-68, 18-point lead. Closest the Bucks were able to get was 8, and then Jason Kidd spoiled the halftime party. And there's the deflection. Hayslip got a piece of that Rogers shot. Kidd missing, and the rebound by Michael Redd. Kukoc feeding Payton, and Payton looking one way, and the loose ball coming out. And here is a 2-on-1 with Kidd feeding Kittles for the layup. And if you lose the ball anywhere at the perimeter, forget it.
Well, Kidd makes that left-handed bounce pass look so easy. Very few players can make that pass with the left hand and then put it on target. Just another incredible pass by Kidd.
Nearly a half a minute to go in the third, and here is Michael Redd up and under with a pretty move. The Nets by 18.
And I'm surprised Milwaukee keeps following their defense back to the three-point line. To get back in the game, they're going to have to initiate the action, pick up, try to force some turnovers, try to speed the action up for them.
8 on the shot clock. Kidd for 3. Kittles with the long rebound. Plenty of time to get off another shot. It was a block. And that'll do it. Jason Kidd, with a brilliant third quarter, now has 10 assists in the game to go along with his 16 points. And Kidd wants to get this one over with. It's apparent here as we go to the fourth, and the Nets with a commanding 88-70 lead, looking to go home and go to the next series.
There's only 2 ugly people in the world, and your mama's both of them.
You know, your mama's so fat, she stepped on the dollar and made change.
I heard your mama's so ugly, she robbed the bank with no gun, just stuck her head over the counter and say, "Put that money in that bag." Stick 'em up! Stick 'em up!
Timing was a little off. Timing was a little off.
Timing is way off.
You're not funny.
Tell it over a great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Papa John's grilled chicken Alfredo. You expect the best. We deliver.
Try our new grilled chicken Alfredo, just $10.99. Call us now. We'll be right there.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Just relax. Try to think of something simple like making a collect call by dialing down the center with 1-800-CALLATT. It's free for you and cheap for them. Okay, my turn.
Save on every call. Dial 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
Presenting the 390 horsepower Jaguar S-Type R.
Every day, Western Union provides many possibilities for you to send money to the people you care about. That's why Western Union has over 140,000 agent locations across the globe. Because we understand when you're helping a loved one who's just starting out, you're sending more than just money. Western Union, in person, by phone, by internet, uniting people with possibilities.
Motorcycle financing can have a funny way of changing on you when you don't expect it. So keep your eyes open and get a straight deal that doesn't change with financing that's as solid as a Honda. Zero down payment, zero payments for the first 3 months, and lock in a low 6.9% fixed APR for up to 5 years for consistent monthly payments on any new Honda motorcycle, scooter, personal watercraft, or ATV. So head for your local Honda dealer today, and remember, it's not just a deal, it's a straight deal, and it's from Honda.
Forget win or go home. Kevin Garnett says this game is win or die for Minnesota. It's Game 6 in L.A. against the Lakers, who lead it 3-2. Shaq and company looking to seal the deal. Let's go back to Dick Stein.
All right, Ernie, as you look at the numbers of Garnett and O'Neal, an impressive series for Garnett, but I think they still rue that Game 4 in Los Angeles where the Timberwolves had it in their hands to go up 3-1.
Absolutely. Just like Milwaukee is going to rue not closing out Game 5 stronger against New Jersey. So when you have a chance to win in the playoffs, don't say about we had them on the ropes. You got to win the game. You either win or you lose. That's all that matters, ugly or not, in the NBA playoffs.
With 5 on the shot clock, Michael Redd going up and fouled on the play as we check in again with the lineup.
Well, Dick, you and Jeff have been talking about the cliche of who wants it more. Difference in the two huddles in between quarters here. Milwaukee kind of quiet, kind of passive, not a whole lot of emotion. But down here at New Jersey's end, Kenyon Martin saying to his teammates, one more quarter, we finish this right here, right now.
And that's exactly the way it has been reflected on the floor, D, as Kenyon Martin with 27 points, the game-high scorer. Gary Payton leading the Bucks with 20 points. They have 4 players in double figures. The Nets have 3. 16-point lead as Michael Redd with 13 in the game. Anthony Johnson down low to Martin with Lucius Harris. And Irvin Johnson, who has been again in foul trouble, and Aaron Williams thought he was pushed, and I thought he was pushed pretty. I can't believe a foul wasn't called there.
That should have been a foul. That definitely was a foul. Sometimes officials can get caught up into the score as well, where subconsciously they let the team that's behind get away with a little bit more contact than they would in a tight game.
Kukoc with the block, and Redd comes down on the foul. And one of the big problems for Milwaukee tonight, Jeff, is the fact that they haven't been able to establish or sustain runs. They had an 8-2 run in the second quarter, a 6-0 run in the second, 6 in the third. You got to do more than that against this team to get back in. You have to, scare them a little bit.
Well, right now they need an extended run, 10-0, something like that that'll give them a jolt back, and that's a big foul right there.
That's 5. Kenyon Martin picking up 2 in a row and has 5 fouls. Richard Jefferson went to the bench with 4, and he's going to come back in the game now.
Martin, because Kukoc has made some shots, pushes up on him. Kukoc, very good off the dribble, as we've seen before, where he's made plays and passes. Very difficult cover when he's making his perimeter jump shot.
Well, Martin goes out, 27 points, 11 for 17 from the field, and replaced by Richard Jefferson. Irvin Johnson will go to the bench. And Hayslip will return to the game for the Bucks. 16-point game, plenty of time, and this may be the Bucks' best opportunity to get back in the game. Michael Redd with a 2-point basket, and it's a 14-point game. Redd has regained his shooting eye, 15 off the bench for Michael Redd.
And Milwaukee's gone small again, and New Jersey did a good thing. They dropped it into Aaron Williams. There's no way Hayslip can guard him one-on-one down there. They're going to have to give support, Dick.
You're so right. Aaron Williams now with 8, and there was no question where they were going immediately. 16-point net lead, 90-74, with a minute and a half gone by. Here's Kukoc with the drive and the foul. Tony Kukoc having an outstanding game with 13 points and hitting the lone three-pointer. Foul on Anthony Johnson, lone three-pointer for the Bucks.
And that's critical because that's 14 fouls, so a way to get back into the game is get to that free throw line.
And Kukoc stepping back, and the loose ball again. New Jersey limiting the Bucks to only one shot. They have 5 offensive rebounds, does Milwaukee. Nearly 2 minutes gone by here in the fourth quarter. Aaron Williams again down low, and no basket. And the personal foul called, and it'll be on Marcus Hayslip.
Hayslip, because he got scored on so easily last time, fronts. Weak side help is not there. Hayslip's left on an island by himself and just fouls. They're going to have to give some help. Here they come with the double team.
And Rodney Rogers, after faking the pass, hits the 3 and a foul, and a chance now for a 4-point play. Rodney Rogers is fouled and has a chance for a 4-point play as Kukoc hit him beyond the arc.
They doubled Aaron Williams in the post. Williams did the right thing, dropped it out. First easy pass to Rogers, and Rogers knocked it in, and that's a definite foul by Kukoc, 4-point play. And Dick, you know what I've been watching? I've been watching the New Jersey Nets bench, and I've been very proud about Dikembe Mutombo. Obviously going through a tough time right now in not playing, but instead of complaining the last few days about his minutes, he's into this game and very happy for guys like Aaron Williams and Jason Collins for their success. That's very difficult for a veteran to do. He should be very proud of how he's handled himself.
And here's Aaron Williams fouled on the turnaround, and that's a great point and a great observation looking at those not playing on the bench. Mutombo, if you didn't know, suffered a torn ligament in his wrist on Thanksgiving Day and came back to the team with 10 games left in the season. And what's important about this is that somewhere along the line in the playoffs, the Nets are going to need Dikembe Mutombo.
Well, what's important is that his mind doesn't get so negative that he can't play well when he gets the chance. I really felt when he didn't get a chance to start again, he let his mind take over how his body then reacted and didn't play well. Byron Scott's #1 job is to give his team the best chance to win. I think he made the right decision to start Collins, continue to start Collins, and in this series, because Milwaukee plays so small, playing Aaron Williams as Collins' backup makes all the sense in the world. So while it's tough for Mutombo's pride to handle it, Byron Scott made the right decision, and Mutombo's handling it the right way now. Get ready for the next series.
Right, and it may be the same story in the next series against Boston, but somewhere along the line that may change as Harris or Thomas on the turnaround, getting the basket. Thomas back in the lineup is playing with 5 personal fouls. So once again, the Bucks came within 14 points, and the Nets answered with a 6-0 run. It is now 95-76. 19-point lead, nearly 3 minutes elapsed, but still enough time. Here is Harris for 3, and the race for the loose ball, and Rogers trying to save it, and he cannot. So the Bucks will get the ball back. There is enough time for a team that has been shooting well. In fact, the Bucks are shooting over 50% themselves. The Nets are out of sight and near 56.
There's enough time to make a run, but is there enough energy or passion in Milwaukee right now to make that type of run?
Thomas, the double team coming in. Not a good pass to Hayslip, and the Bucks turn it over. Timeout, just under 9 minutes. Turn it over 15 times when you're down by 19. It's not a good formula.
She's all you'd ever want. She's the kind I'd like to flaunt and take to dinner. But she always knows
Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, Lethal Weapon 4. Tomorrow at 8, part of the Diet Coke Movie Fest on TNT.
Having trouble sleeping? Well, you're not alone. Nearly 70 million of us Americans can't get enough sleep. And no wonder with all the stress today. Now there's a natural way to get the rest you need. It's called the Nautilus Sleep System. Nautilus' unique air chamber design allows you to personalize your comfort every night, just by inflating or deflating the pressure. And your spouse is going to love this bed too, because the dual zones allow them to control their own comfort. You got to call this toll-free number now to get a free video that tells you all about it. Now you can get one of these great mattresses for as little as $25 a month. And Nautilus lets you actually sleep on the bed for 90 nights to make sure you really love it. Hey, a better mattress means better rest, naturally. Call now for your free video or visit them online at greatsleep.com and start getting the natural sleep you need.
At tonight's Lamisil Lessons in Footwork. How do you beat this, Jeff?
This is a great halftime show. Oh! Now, how do you practice that?
I don't know.
Oh!
That's pretty good.
That's got to make him dizzy.
You know, you can only do it with 3 dishes, but she does it with about 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I just wonder how you get the first thought. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go unicycle to cups. I don't know where that comes from, but it's unbelievable.
It is phenomenal, and the crowd loves it every time they perform it at halftime around NBA arenas. Anthony Johnson down low feeding Aaron Williams. Williams has had a big game coming off the bench. And here come the Bucks trailing 95-76. Tim Thomas hitting a 3. Only the second three-pointer by the Bucks tonight. And it's a 16-point game. 95-79. You know, a lot of teams score less when they get into the playoffs. As Williams works his way into the basket, the Nets are actually almost 5 points better scoring in this series than they were in the regular season, averaging 100 points, and right now they're at 97.
And again, that was a great set play by New Jersey. They faked the cross screen, Williams ducked in, easy play, easy dunk.
And Red with a good pass to Hayslip, and the foul inside. Jason Kidd coming back into the game for the New Jersey Nets. The foul was on Richard Jefferson, number 5 for him.
Here, Aaron Williams sets a cross screen. The cutter goes low, Hayslip protects low, so Williams is open on the duck in. Great step through move and a dunk.
Hayslip missing the first free throw, 68% free throw shooter during the regular season. Kidd will come back as well as Kerry Kittles. And Jefferson will check out, so it's going to be a smallish team out there for the Nets with Kidd, Kittles, Harris along with Rogers and Aaron Williams. 1 out of 2 for Hayslip. And it's a 17-point net lead.
Dick, we talked earlier about Jason Kidd's free agency, but what about Gary Payton? Coming off this type of loss in this series, what is Gary Payton going to do? It's going to be a very interesting summer for him and the Bucks, because if they lose him, where do they go from there?
They traded Allen for a three-point basket again and a foul. So a chance for the 4-point play as Rodney Rogers fouls Tim Thomas.
Great pass by Cassell, right on target to Tim Thomas, who hit an earlier three-pointer in transition. That's his second one and the foul. NBA games are extremely long. Here, Thomas can cut it to 13 with 7 minutes to go. Unlikely, but not impossible.
And it is a 13-point lead, 97-84, 7:27 to go. And Byron Scott might have seen this coming, which is why Kittles and Kidd came back moments ago, did not like what he was seeing. And now the crowd, and this could be maybe the last opportunity for the Milwaukee Bucks. And feed inside and a jump ball. They tied him up. A tie up inside. Good hustle by the Nets as the Milwaukee Bucks on their best run of the night, a 10-2 spurt. Kittles will be jumping against Desmond Mason. And won by the Bucks. They won that loose ball. They're driving in, and a basket pounced by Michael Redd in the foul, and a chance now to cut it to 10. So there's energy yet in this old Milwaukee Buck team, I guess.
Here we go, Michael Redd in transition. Aaron Williams either got to foul him or let him go. Don't touch foul to go into a three-point play. But what's interesting, I've been watching the two benches. New Jersey on good plays by their team is up. Milwaukee on that layup. A couple of their players were just sitting on the bench passively. I don't know if it's the upset that they weren't in, but they've got to get into the game. This is a team sport. They're making a run to save their season right now.
And Michael Redd with his best showing of the playoffs with 18 points in the game, 97-87. 10-point game with plenty of time on the clock, under 7 minutes to go. And the Buck fans are there as Jason Kidd missing the three. And the rebound by Tim Thomas. Remember, he's playing with 5 personal fouls. And Tony Kukoc in the lane, slices in. Blocked by Aaron Williams. Great play by Williams. And here's Kidd at the other end, feeding Harris. And another block by Mason out of bounds. 2 sterling defensive plays on block shots at both ends.
If Kukoc could have knocked in that layup, this crowd would have erupted, but a great hustle in transition by the Bucks to prevent what should have been an easy basket. Kukoc drives by Kidd on the closeout, takes it very strong, but Aaron Williams meets him at the summit. A great play by Aaron Williams.
Aaron Williams with the play, and Kittles misses Thomas the rebound. You saw Gary Payton check back into the game with under 6.5 to go in the fourth. So the Bucks are making their run, and Aaron Williams knocks Sam Cassell to the floor. So both teams have their starting guards in the game, and it's penalty time, and it has been for the Nets with 6:20 to go.
And a great job by Cassell on a cut away from the ball to flop and draw the foul.
Herb Cole, the owner of the Milwaukee Bucks and a state senator from Wisconsin, and looking to sell the team to local owners.
There's Mr. Cole, who's been the owner for quite some time, but he's doing right by Milwaukee in not selling to anyone who won't keep the franchise right here.
Timeout Nets. 9 straight points run off by George Powell and Carl's Bucks. They're waving the white towels. They're not ready to die yet. 97-88 New Jersey lead. Cut to 9, and we'll be right back. They're fighting for survival.
Playoff basketball, it's different than the regular season. Over 40 games in 40 nights. TNT, exclusive home of the NBA Western Conference Finals. Win or go home. The drama of the NBA playoffs continues on TNT.
TNT.
Reading can take you places you've always dreamed of going. And book by book, the NBA and WNBA are helping children get closer to reaching those dreams.
Them both across the water to a big ship.
The NBA family has created more than 60 reading and learning centers, donating hundreds of thousands of books, and have given children a place where they can gain the tools they need to achieve their dreams. Because when you love to read, you can become anything you want. Be part of the success and read to achieve.
Presenting the 390 horsepower Jaguar S-Type R.
You know I like you, and I like you a lot. I like Janice a lot, too.
to, and I know she's your roommate.
Janice? I'm not sure how to say this to you. You know that I like you a lot, right?
Yeah.
It's just that I like Janice a lot too, and I know she's your roommate, and I
So
wouldn't...
date both of us.
What? What did you say?
Here's tonight's Budweiser headlines. Well, we talk about the place for drama, TNT. How's this for drama? 7 game 6s in the first round. And going pro, add Dwayne Wade of Marquette and TJ Ford of Texas, who have declared for the list. And there is the Marquette banner. Tom Crean leading the Warriors, the Marquette Golden Eagles, I should say, to the Final Four.
Al McGuire built the program. Tom Crean has risen it back to that type of level. He did as good a coaching job as it was done in college this season.
And he is staying at Marquette, not moving on, which many others have. Martin trying to get it inside to Harris, shooting for 4 on the clock, and a big basket by Lucius Harris to quiet the crowd.
In a broken situation, Harris retrieved the loose ball and knocked it in. And New Jersey is prone to droughts in the half court. If they can't get out in transition, you can play them because they don't have a lot of guys who have to go in the post.
Jim Thomas going up, the ball stripped away. Last touch by the Nets with 8 seconds on the clock. Michael Redd will come into the game replacing Desmond Mason, so it'll be Michael Redd, Tim Thomas, Gary Payton, Tony Kukoc, and Sam Cassell. The Nets with Aaron Williams, Kenyon Martin, who's playing with 5 fouls, Jason Kidd, and Terry Kittle. Payton, good feed and getting the lay-in, and again a 9-point deficit. 22 for Gary Payton.
Earlier in the game, Michael Redd has missed people off the dribble. That time, nice curl move, drove the second defender and dished it to Payton.
Aaron Williams backing in the double and then the passing. Here's Kidd finding Harris with again 5 on the shot clock, and Harris misses this time. Kenyon Martin snares the offensive rebound. Still a loose ball, and it comes out to the Nets with a new clock. In the corner is Harris. Payton comes over to greet him with under 5 minutes to go. The net lead at 1 point. 22 points down to 9. Here is Aaron Williams. Martin with another offensive rebound. Kittles for 3. And this could be the turning point when you look back at this game. So many offensive rebounds, mostly by Kenyon Martin. Kittles hitting the 3.
That was just like in Game 5, giving up critical threes to Kittles. But when you play small like Milwaukee is right now, because you want to play an offensive team, you are vulnerable on the backboard, and they have just been pounded, not only this game, but the entire series on the backboard.
And again, Kittles, as he did in Game 5, hitting a clutch 3 for the Nets, who are up by 12. We'll be right back.
What happens when an irresistible force meets an immovable object? Sudden impact. Ultimate Fighting Championship Sudden Impact, April 25th, live on Direct Ticket Pay-Per-View on Direct TV.
From out of the darkness, a glowing light emerges, searching to find an answer. A spark of hope in a sea of despair, fighting to engulf approaching shadows. As the fire is instilled to burn all it opposes, a judgment looms in the balance. Who is next to extinguish the flame and ignite the next spirit to blaze?
WWE Judgment Day, live May 18th on Direct Ticket Pay-Per-View on Direct TV.
You're the new lead detective.
Me?
Martin Lawrence, Luke Wilson, Blue Streak,
Tomorrow night at 10:30, part of the Diet Coke Movie Fest on TNT.
And the Lakers and the Timberwolves coming up next on TNT Game 6. And this game may not be over, although that three by Kittles after the long sequence may have hurt the Bucks.
But I love how Milwaukee's playing with emotion and passion in this quarter. I'm just surprised it took this long to arouse them to a state that they needed to be in from the start of the game.
Thomas with 5 on the shot clock, leaning in against Kenyon Martin.
Great individual defense by Martin, playing with 5 fouls to move his feet and make Thomas take a difficult shot.
Jefferson and Martin each with 5 fouls. Tim Thomas with 5 for the Bucks. Here's Kenyon Martin's turnaround, and Martin now with 29 points. The Nets getting the job done, and again that huge rebounding edge. 19 off the boards, 13-point edge on the offensive glass. And here come the Nets with a 2-on-2, and Kidd setting it up with 3:45 to go. A 14-point lead. Moments ago, the Bucks had cut it to 9. Good ball movement. And Kittles missing the 3 at the shot clock buzzer. There is Red, nearly lost his footing. Feed to Desmond Mason for the basket. And it's 104-92. Still in this thing, down by 12 as we get close to the 3-minute mark.
They're going to fall back into a 2-3 zone. Whatever defense they play right now, they've got to play to try to force some turnovers so they can get out in the open floor.
5 on the shot clock, and Kenyon Martin. And Kittles trying to keep it alive and coming out of it. It's Desmond Mason, and here come the Bucks, and they're going to need an offensive spurt in a hurry, but stolen. And Lucius Harris with a steal from behind, and then the foul. It is the 4th team foul as Desmond Mason commits the foul on Harris.
That was great effort by Harris to chase down the man in the middle on the break, tip it and steal it from behind. You cheat players all the time. Never give up in the play. Keep pursuing.
And Jason Kidd, how terrific has he been? A triple-double tonight. 16 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists with under 2.5 to play. The Nets that close to moving on in the playoffs. Kittles drive, and this time taken down by Tim Thomas. Payton leads it for Desmond Mason. Good move as we get close to 2 minutes. It is a 10-point lead, 104-94. And can the Milwaukee Bucks make the big climb upward with 2 minutes to go and stay alive and force the 7th game in this first-round series? And the Nets taking their time with the clock.
They want to use clock, but they don't want to become unaggressive.
Harris for 3, and that may do it. Lucius Harris giving the Nets a 13-point lead, 107-94, and you can just feel the air out of the Bradley Center, and many of the fans start to make their way to the exit. Kukoc trying to answer with a 3, and he does. Tony Kukoc again cutting it to 10, but only a minute and a half remaining in regulation. They trap Harris, and a timeout called by the New Jersey Nets.
Again, another great play by Kidd. They were struggling. Clock was winding down. He penetrated, kicked it to Lucius Harris to knock down the 3 and give him the cushion of 13.
Log on now for Southwest Airlines $39 to $99 internet specials. Purchased by May 1st. Only at southwest.com.
You are now free to move about the country.
They out there with the fun out there. We gonna hit out there with nothing to fear. Tear up the spot, get hot to make it rock. Always start here with the clear. Yo, number one, you gotta get with your real ones. Two, what you do is pop a couple of clear ones. Number three, call up a breezy. Four, on the floor, maintain the high score. Five, feeling alive, we jump into the ride, which brings us to six at the venue in the mix. They out there with the fun out there, make it last out there. Always start with the clear.
Still to come tonight, Minnesota and the Lakers, Game 6 from L.A. The heat is on Wally Szczerbiak, just 9 points, 4 turnovers in the last game, which put the Lakers in position to clinch things tonight, about 15 minutes from now. Shaq and the Lakers and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Let's go back to the Bradley Center.
All right, Ernie, thank you very much. And there you see Jason Kidd with a triple-double as the New Jersey Nets have led all the way. There have been a couple of runs by the Milwaukee Bucks. They cut the deficit to 8 shortly before halftime, and Kidd scored a couple of baskets. They got it down to 9 here a couple of moments ago, but then a big 3 by Kittles and then another 3 by Harris. And now it's desperation time for Milwaukee. 8 on the shot clock. Kidd going up and drawing the foul with 1:14 remaining in regulation.
Great discipline shown by New Jersey there. They trapped Kidd coming out of the timeout. They moved the ball and they got it back to Kidd. Kidd penetrated at the right time, drew the foul. Again, very good coaching job by Byron Scott to get his team organized against the trapping Milwaukee defense.
Tim Thomas fouls out with 13 points, 9 here in the quarter. Tim Thomas scoring 20 or more in 3 of the games of the series. And Jason Kidd on the line. And tonight, Jason Kidd with a triple-double had it in him. He's our Gatorade peak performer of the game. Well, in game 1, the Nets blew out the Milwaukee Bucks, leading by as much as 31. And Milwaukee clawed back in game 2. The Nets had a 19-point lead and had to struggle to finally win that one. Rodney Rogers hitting the big jumper. Milwaukee wins in overtime, and I think the Bucks may look back at game number 5 as a game when you hold the Nets to 34% shooting. They could have stolen one on the road.
I agree, Dick, and I think the Nets are going to feel very good about winning 2 out of 3 road games in this series. During the regular season, they were a mediocre road team, 16-25. This shows if they play defense and with passion and energy, they can win on the road as well as home.
Under a minute remaining as Gary Payton misses the shot, and the Bucks forced the foul at this point, and it's on Gary Payton. With just under 54 seconds remaining, the Nets 109 points, matches their game 1 output. Most points they scored was the losing game 4, 114 in overtime. So the New Jersey Nets, like the Boston Celtics, advanced to the Eastern Conference semifinals. The Celtics scoring an upset over the Indiana Pacers, who were the 3rd seed, and both teams winning in 6 games. Payton, and he misses another layup. Having his problems from inside, Michael Redd finally puts it in. And Michael Redd with 20 points in the game. Gary Payton with 22 is the team scoring leader, and another foul.
But the problem tonight for Milwaukee after the first quarter was not offense. It was defending New Jersey and rebounding the ball. They could never establish a defensive mindset until too late in the 4th quarter. And on critical 4th quarter possessions where they could have cut the lead even more, they gave up multiple second shots.
And Tony Kukoc is going to leave. Kukoc going out of the game. And Marcus Hayslip replaces him. Kukoc tonight scored 16 points with 2 3-point baskets. So Kidd is on the line, and Jason Kidd tonight scoring 20 points right now. Kenyon Martin leaving the game with 29. Had that stomach injury that did not affect him the rest of the game. Richard Jefferson with 16. Aaron Williams with 12 off the bench. The Nets bench playing extremely well tonight. Michael Redd out of bounds, last touch by
Dick, you can't point to one person on the Nets who didn't play a solid game tonight and give New Jersey what it needed to win. They got it from everybody tonight, and it was a great, great road win, closing it out the way they needed to.
And they're going to jump it up with 28.7. Well, the New Jersey Nets will host the Boston Celtics for the first 2 games of the conference semifinals, and they will be meeting Monday night and Wednesday night, and both games can be seen on TNT. Three-point attempt is missed by Desmond Mason, and Payton lays it in.
And Dick, that's going to be a great matchup because it's a rematch of last year's Eastern Conference Finals, where New Jersey responded after an unbelievable Boston comeback in Game 3 to win in 6.
And that'll do it as Payton and Kidd meet at midcourt. Old rivals, good friends. The game is over, and the New Jersey Nets will advance as George Karl and Byron Scott shake hands. Kenyon Martin, the big game tonight with 29 points and 9 rebounds. Jason Kidd had the triple-double with 22 points, 11 boards, 11 assists. Gary Payton led the Bucks with 24. And so it'll be the Boston Celtics against the Nets in the next round, Monday and Wednesday on TNT, the first 2 games in New Jersey. And of course, the drama will continue between the Pistons and Magic and the Sixers and Hornets as we check in with D. Lineham.
Thanks very much, Dick. Jason, what words would you use to describe the way your team came to play today?
We didn't want to, I think the big thing is we didn't want to go fishing, because you go into Game 7, anything can happen. And we showed a lot of character to come out and win 2 games on the road in this playoff series against a talented team like Milwaukee. So describing words, we don't want to put on those big old fisherman hats, going into Game 7.
And how about, did you learn anything about this group in this series that will help you as you guys move on?
Well, anytime, we lost home court again, but we showed character, came out on the road, and you're going to have to win a game or 2 on the road if you're going to have any success. And we did that. We're a young team, but we rise to the occasion. We showed a lot of character, and hopefully we can do the same thing in the next series against Boston.
All right. Good luck against Boston. Thanks for your time. Dick, we'll see. It's a rematch of that Eastern Conference final from a year ago.
Should be exciting, D, as the Nets win this one wire to wire. And finally, a team wins 2 in a row in this series. Our final score again, the Nets 113, the Bucks